Hello. If you are new, my name is Christine, and I purchased 10 completely wooded acres in the Ozark Mountains. My intention with this property is to turn it into kind of a safe place, a retreat for myself and others to reconnect with nature. There is a lot that I'm going to have to clear out, lots of greenbrier, lots of poison ivy, and so there's going to be probably several of these videos, I imagine, periodically. And I thought it would be fun to include question and answering. My friend Samantha sent me this question, and if you would like your question answered, leave it down below, and maybe I'll get to it on the next one. She asked, what do you think is your biggest challenge in making your property the way you want it? And how will you go about creating your dream? And I could not think of a better question. Thank you so much for sending this to me. I realized my biggest challenge right now is time. Right now, I live about an hour and a half away from my property, and I'm driving that the days that I can go out there and back. And that's quite a few hours of my day dedicated to just driving. And I've realized this is a bigger problem than I thought it was going to be. So I'm clearing this spot out because I need a structure that I can put and stay in, at least sleep in. There has been evidence of bears, boars, bobcats, and I just don't feel confident staying in a tent by myself in this area. I'm also way out in the middle of the woods, so it's not like I'm probably gonna come across anybody, but I would just feel safer in a more significant structure. Also, these projects that I'm taking on, I'm realizing are taking longer than I originally imagined they would. And so you're compounding that everything takes longer than I thought it would. And I'm spending a lot of time driving. So I'm clearing the spot out because I'm going to put something here. I'm still trying to decide on what I want to do. I'm really tossing up the ideas of, do I just park an RV out there, or do I build a small A-frame? Do I go ahead and do a tiny house with, a kitchen, a bathroom? I don't know. All of these have different pros and cons, including cost, time, but I know the sooner I can get something out here that I feel safe in, then that gives me more time for these projects and it gives me more time to just enjoy being out in nature. I mean, that's the whole point. And I feel like I'm not getting the opportunity to just relax out here like I would like to. What I'm showing you here is I'm parked basically at the road, just right off the road. And off to the side, I have a power pole, and I think it's about 100 feet away. And the area I'm on right now is some of the flattest land I have. I was talking with the electric company, and they said they charge by the foot, and this is my closest power pole. So it just made sense to keep it. Well, you can also see that pink ribbon. That's the edge of my property. So I'm right there. And for the second half of your question on how will I go about creating my dream, well, I just have to do it one step at a time and really enjoy the process. Every time I come out here and I accomplish something, I love it. I love going out there and seeing the differences that I'm making. I also feel like having to slow down and actually enjoy the processes. I know that I'm also getting prepared for these bigger things that I probably would not be able to handle right now. Like, I would love to one day be hosting celebrations, rituals, retreats, workshops, all these things. And I still have so much work to do on myself. And so I feel like by working on the property and slowly working towards those goals, I know everything will come together in the correct time. I'm also trying to accomplish all of these things in the most eco-friendly way possible, and I find myself periodically being still brainwashed into what is safe, and I have to think about my choices and be like, "Is that actually the best option?" So, multiple of these trees are gonna have to be cut down, and they are a hardwood tree. So I plan on reusing them for either a bridge or ladders or something to access some of this property that right now isn't really all that accessible. And I had to fight with myself, being like, is that actually safe to just use a tree? I'm doing a whole bunch of research on the way that people have lived for thousands of years because that really is my inspiration. I also plan on consulting with nature a lot, especially in the areas whenever I am planting native plants. Like, I'm going to ask the plant, where do you want to live? And I'm going to plant it there. And there's so many guides and things on building these permaculture guilds. And I'm sure there's a lot of science to that. But I think if I just ask nature what it wants, it'll work out. Once I have something I can stay in, I have two more challenges that for sure I see. One is I have 3 acres that are on the other side of the creek, but getting down to the creek is about 100-foot drop. It is not easy navigating. That is also my south-facing mountain, and so it gets the best sun. It'll be the greatest place for growing things that need full sun. I have a spring on that side, the creek's on that side, the artifacts are on that side, and it just has an absolutely beautiful energy. Like, I love being on that side, but I don't expect other people to be able to navigate that. Like, I'm a mountain goat. I love it, but it's definitely going to be a challenge finding a way that, an everyday person can climb down. My next challenge is the road. It's basically what we call a pig trail. It's just a dirt road that has been washed out for many, many years. I know it is a county road, but my neighbor said that further down my road, there are bunker people, off-gridders. Everyone down in my area is like homesteaders, and I guess they just don't want the government involved, but the road is almost inaccessible. Like, my truck barely makes it down there, and for sure my other vehicles won't. So I'm not sure how we're gonna get that fixed or if it's ever gonna be fixed. That's just something I'm gonna have to tackle and hopefully not make anybody mad. Pretty much, I'm just surrounded by hunting land. There's deer blinds absolutely everywhere, so I guess it's not as important to the people that it's accessible as it is to me. I hope I answered your questions. And once again, if you would like your question answered on the next one, just leave it down below. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day.